In today's video, we are talking about the moment of truth coming up here for the EURUSD at that August low that we've talked about here for the past couple of weeks. So right around 1.08 all the way down to about 1.077. This is, in my opinion, going to be kind of the moment of truth here for this market because it's going to decide whether or not this uptrend that we've seen develop here since late 2023 is going to hold up or not. So we can see this low back here. We also have this trend line off of these lows. And what we've talked about here over the past few weeks was the fact that this range up here, okay, so we talked about an ascending channel that was off of these highs and lows. I've removed that from the chart just to kind of clean things up a little bit. But this close right here, guys, was the close below this mid-range, okay? So you had range highs up here, range lows down here, the mid-range right around 111.10. So the close below this, okay, opened up this area around 110. Now, we also know that there was a trend line off of these two lows. Again, I have removed that from the chart just to keep things nice and clean, but there was a trend line off of these lows back here that we saw a breakdown through this area. That opened up another short down toward levels like 1.09, 1.084, and finally 1.08. So this is kind of wrapping up. It's coming to our final target here right around 1.08. And again, I think this is going to be a significant area for the EURUSD. So I would expect, given the significance of this area, given the confluence down here, based on this August low, also that trend line, I would expect some buying pressure down here in this area. Now, whether or not you decide to buy from here is completely up to you, obviously. However, you have to factor in the intense selling pressure that we've seen here for the EURUSD ever since the start of October. Because despite how strong this area is down here, we also have to factor in the selling pressure and how strong that has been here over the past few weeks. So in my opinion, if you are going to long something like this, you want to wait for confirming price action in this area. Get some consolidation down here and then get higher highs and higher lows, reclaim levels like 1.084, things like that to expose 1.09. Without that, guys, you're just kind of, blindly buying down here, hoping that this holds up. And in my opinion, that is a losing proposition, at least over the long haul. Okay, so with regard to the EURUSD, again, this area is going to be critical support here. If we were to see the market bounce from here and then just fail and start to close below this, then that opens up lows like this one down here, and specifically this pivot through here and also this low right around 1.06, and then probably over the coming weeks, lows like all the way down here around 1.045 to 1.046 or so. So again, critical moment here coming up for the euro to determine whether or not this uptrend is going to continue. Now, when we look at the DXY here, the US dollar index, and by the way, guys, before we get into this, if you do want to join our VIP group without paying and also join one of the best Forex brokers around where you can also trade crypto and indices, commodities, then check out the link at the top of this video or check out the description of this video and join Blueberry Markets using my link. You're also going to get a 30% deposit bonus. And if you deposit $1,000 or more, I will give you lifetime access to our VIP group. So be sure to check out that link. If you're on the website, scroll all the way down to this page and click on that link that says broker. So looking at the DXY, we have the market approaching this area around 104 to 104.50 that we've talked about, which obviously coincides with the euro down there around 1.08. So this moves inversely to the EURUSD for the most part. And what's significant about this chart, in my opinion, is the fact that we had the DXY trading within this ascending channel ever since the start of 2023. So you can see these lows down here. We had the breakdown through this area, right? We talked about the falling wedge that formed during this price action right here. And the US dollar got squeezed down here to the point where this break above 101 exposed levels like 102 and 102.60. So I was always looking for a reclaim of 102.60 once the market got up here. And the reason for that is because we had the DXY trading above these range highs. Okay, so we saw the reclaim up here in this area. Furthermore, the aggressiveness of this move told me that I did not want to be looking for US dollar shorts through here. Sure enough, we got the reclaim on this candle following some consolidation below that. And ever since then, we have seen daily and weekly closes above that mark. Furthermore, you can see just how intense this rally has been, even with levels like this over here. Okay, so this should have been resistance, and it did serve as resistance here for about 24 hours. And then that was it. We got the close above and the market never looked back. So again, a very aggressive, very strong rally here from the US dollar. And so even though this is going to be a significant resistance up here for the DXY, to the point where I would expect some type of pullback here within this trend. But even though that's the case, okay, I think you have to be really careful trying to blindly short up here, just because, it has been a very aggressive rally, and furthermore, we don't have any confirmation of a reversal just yet. Okay, so, just my opinion, but I think that, again, if you're looking for US dollar shorts, I think you've got to wait for that confirmation before you act on a trend like this. Now, key support for the US dollar is going to come in down here at these recent highs. So this consolidation back here, right around 103.20 or so. So we do have that potential here over the coming, let's say, week or two, where if we were to get a pullback from here, we could get that move down here toward this area, sweep this low here, retest this region, and then continue higher, right? So that's one possibility. But again, without confirming price action up here, in my opinion, you really don't want to be shorting the US dollar. And the same thing goes for the euro, like we talked about. Even though this is a significant support area, I think it's best to wait for confirming price action down here before you even think about longing this market, just given the intense selling pressure that we've seen. Because the alternative here is that, again, we get a break below this area and we get that breakdown towards some of these lows. And for the DXY, the alternative here is that this rally just continues, which, as unlikely as that may seem, all right, you've got to consider that, notice, rallies like this back here. We know this market can do this. Right? So we could get a pullback from here, but then it could just continue higher over the coming weeks. So as I've said for the past few weeks, guys, be really, really careful if you are shorting the US dollar here, even as it comes into this resistance area. But the bottom line is 104 to 104.50 is resistance. 103.20 or so is going to be support here for the DXY. And as for the euro, down here toward about 1.076 all the way up to about 1.078 is going to be support, with near-term resistance coming in right around 1.084. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell for notifications. Don't forget to join us in VIP. Claim your 90% off lifetime access. See the link in the description of this video, or if you're on the website, click on that join VIP link. Trade well up there, and I will talk to you again tomorrow.